drugs. In 1988, there was a cannabis study. I think that it was an Israeli study, and 72% lost nausea with using cannabis. And I can tell you from Croatia practice, even it's illegal. A whole lot of patients use cannabis in treatment of cancer, and there are a lot better when they are using cannabis. Even I think that they don't need to go to chemotherapy if they are using that oil. Israeli study smoking before chemotherapy mentally disburdened person, and I think that there is also some study maybe 5 or 4 years ago that conclude that when a person find out that it got cancer grow 70% faster when they learn that they have it. So I think that also fight against cancer is mentally fight. Hundreds of records that patients stop smoking. Patients stop smoking after chemotherapy. So argument that patients smoke cannabis after they cure cancer is not a good argument. Partnership for Drug-Free America. This is a huge consulting company in America that is speaking and creating media coverage, media news about cannabis. And the problem with this partnership is that it is in conflict of interest because corporations put their people in this partnership. Glaucoma, pressure disorder in the eye. We can see some pictures. What is it? And the second cause of blindness after retinal degeneration. Celadon is a main cure for this, and it reduces intraocular pressure. USLA study find out that cannabis has same characteristic as this cure, but without side effects. THC usage is with dropping with eye drops in the patient's eye, and it is this cannabis cure is one of the most recognized in pharmaceutical industry. Robert Randall, as we talk about him, is scientifically proved it as a cure on the court. So USA patients in all countries use these cannabis eye drops for glaucoma. Epilepsy. This is discharge of brain cells on an uncontrolled way, which causes muscle convulsion. We can see it on picture, and I think that everybody of us saw this in practice. If we want to treat epilepsy, we use cocktail of drugs with many side effects, whole lot of side effects. And cannabis is a cure for epilepsy from antiquity, and there are studies from 19th century, maybe 10 and plus studies about cannabis as cure for epilepsy. Patients are same or better without deterioration. So it is important for pharmaceutical lobby and doctor studies that patients are same or better. They are not worse. So I don't know why cannabis isn't in mainstream practice. If this is conclusion. 1975, a study which confronts placebo with cannabis. Cannabis was presented as great supplement for drugs. So placebo effect isn't what cannabis gives us. USA associations win lawsuits. So if you are in an association that is called maybe cannabis against epilepsy, you will win court and you can use it. But if you are, if you as a person go to courts, you lose this case. You lose that case. Multiple sclerosis. This is autoimmune disease in which someone's immune system attacks bands of nerve fibers. So corticosteroids and drugs for collagens creates deceleration of disease, but they are not curing the disease. Shivering is reducing after cannabis treatment. This is from Journal of Neurology in 1989. So this isn't some false conclusions and false arguments. These are from scientific study magazines. Cannabis helps on bladder control, and even the most stubborn doctors gives the right for this treatment, and they give prescriptions for their patients, or send their patients in states in USA, which gives right to fight against multiple sclerosis with cannabis. Incredible offer, Valium addict after incredible recovery with cannabis smoking. He said that, and these are maybe most important words and sentence on the war against anti-cannabis legislation. I don't like breaking the law and giving large amounts of money to drug dealers, but I like walking, speaking, reading, writing, and see things. And this is two sentences that were very famous in the media coverage of cannabis treatments. Paraplegia and quadriplegia, also very tough diseases. I could say that they destroy life of persons. Weakness or paralysis of muscle, body convulsion. War veterans are smoking cannabis, especially those from Vietnam or from Iraq wars. So there is a Swiss study about paraplegia that they concluded that using of cannabis and collagens they do better erection, relaxation, antidepressant. They are good for appetite, without side effects on disease. These are all the problems that are pretty important for a person who have paraplegia and quadriplegia. So, person who have it think that these problems are the solution of these problems is the most important to them. Over 70% patients are smoking cannabis, and these are treatments that even today that usage of cannabis is highest. And there is AIDS or HIV virus, human immunodeficiency virus. Cannabis is best rehabilitation for weight variations, but cannabis is illegal, and even compound Q is legal. Compound Q is extract of wild Chinese cucumber, which can cause immediate death, and maybe 10 or 20% of patients that using compound Q against AIDS, they die momentarily after they use it. And it is illegal, and cannabis is illegal. Chronic pains. Against chronic pains, we use opioids that creates addiction and tolerance to usage of patient. There are also analgesics like ibuprofen that is too weak and harmful for 3 or 4 organs. Iowa University in 1989 used THC as painkiller, and with great and good results. All IND programs use cannabis in chronic pain, and courts give the right to the patients to use cannabis in these programs. Problem is, of course, in certain states, as Florida, where it is strictly prohibited. Doctors tacitly approved this treatment because opioids are also recognized as illegal drugs. So if you use opioids that are illegal, it isn't a problem that you use cannabis. That's the only argument why you can use cannabis. They are not using argument that cannabis is better and more healthier. Skin itching or acute dermatitis is cure against that are corticosteroids and creams, and they don't cure this problem. They just put it to the side. Unknown cause of skin itching, but unknown cause of skin itching and dermatitis, but cannabis is only cure and only proven cure. The possible cause is serotonin or physical disbalance. I know from practice that patients who have this problem, that when they are using cannabis oil, even with industrial hemp, their state is a lot better. Migraines, there are 3 times more common on the women. There are 3 types common when there is pulsing pain on one side of the head. Classic when there is terrible pain and light sensitivity, and cluster when pain based in one eye. Cures for migraine are derivates of ergot, fungi, and optides. 20% of patients is immune on cures, and that's the biggest problem, especially for pharmaceutical companies which can't sell their products to these patients. 4,000 years before Christ, cannabis was a migraine cure. We could learn it and read it in these China documents from the start of lecture. THC inhibits flow of serotonin in blood, so it is also most important, and it is a good cure. And there are some other diseases like osteoarthritis. Cannabis stop the pain in cartilage. PTSD, which is one of main sicknesses in Croatia after the war, and patients use cannabis as best known cure, and I know from practice that a lot of war veterans in Croatia use cannabis and smoke cannabis, and their statement is a lot better. PMS and depressions cure. This is also cure for insomnia, infections, ADHD, or schizophrenia. We are in the end of this lecture. There are also negative aspects. So negative aspects are, for me, these negative aspects are not so negative. Even it looks very bad on these pictures, but main problem is visibility of height state, especially when you are on your job or in public. Second problem is a law that forbids cannabis and urine control on the work. So today in Croatia, I don't know what the situation in Slovenia, but when on some jobs, when you want to have employment, you must give your urine to analysis. Some other negative aspects are lethargy, apathy, a lack of ambition. A lack of ambitions are a huge problem for corporations and corporatism and capitalism. So I think that this is the main problem. Even when we talk about revolution in Mexico, I think that lack of ambition, not ambition as ambition for some life things, but ambition as we know that word today, ambition for the money. We don't have ambition for the money and ambition to become CEOs of some big companies, so we don't have American dream. We don't dream American dream, and this is a problem, and I think that that's the main reason for prohibiting in the first place. This is also a destroyer of social norms, and user is going away from the system and modern society. I think that the user, smoker, learns that cannabis is the way for I think natural life and natural life of humans, and not this this way of living which is going straight to transhumanism. I think this is the end. So thank you for listening.